So, if like me, you've been neglecting your shredding skills over the summer holidays, you might want a quick exercise to help kind of sync your hands back up together. So getting your picking hands, only one picking hand, and your left hand or fretting hand synced up again. So rather than just play scales up and down, because that's really boring and not how you play scales in real life, I've got like a little synchronization and scale exercise that I like to do. So we're just going to do this in the key of E minor. So if you're a theory nerd, you know what that means. If you don't, what we're going to do is just basically play the scale horizontally on these two strings here. Starting on the 3rd fret on the B string, we have these following patterns. We have 3, 5, 7 on both strings here. So that's your first pattern. Nice and symmetrical. Same with the next one. 5, 7, 8 on both strings. Then 7, 8, 10 on both strings. And then 8, 10, 12 on both strings. Now it gets a bit tricky. So we're going to do 10, 12, 13 on the B, but 10, 12, 14 on the E. So then we've got 12, 13, 15 on the B, 12, 14, 15 on the high E, followed by 13, 15, 17, 14, 15, 17, and finally finish on a nice symmetrical pattern here, 15, 17, 19 on both strings. So those are the notes of the scale. But it still sounds a bit scaly. So once you've got those notes under your fingers, again, it's just to map out the fretboard. That's the only reason why you would learn scales. It's not how you play guitar. It's just so you know where to put your fingers, basically. So this exercise is a certain pattern that we're going to do within that fragment. Nice and slow. So hopefully you can kind of get the gist of what's going on there. I'm going from pinky to middle finger, then index to middle, and then index to pinky. So let's go from the 3rd fret on the E to the 7th fret on the B. And then I finish off going middle finger to pinky on the B string, 5 to 7. So that pattern real slow. That's the pattern, right? So pause this if you need to go over that again. What I'm going to do is I'm going to apply that synchronization pattern to the rest of the scale shapes that we did earlier. So just going up in those positions there. So the first one, we kind of got the gist of that. Second one is this. This time, obviously, because of the scale shape, because of the scale pattern, I've got to use my ring finger instead. This is if you're using that kind of strict fingering. Nothing wrong with doing that if that's how you play, that's fine. But I'm going to be super strict, try and use all 4 fingers and get them really warmed up. Next pattern is this. No, it's not. You can tell I haven't played for a while. So that's that one. And then the next pattern. So all those aren't too bad because they're symmetrical, so it's not too tricky. Then when you get here, got to engage your brain a bit more. Or I have anyway. So hopefully you can see what I was doing there. I was taking the same pattern, the same combination of fingers, and just taking it through each of those scale fragments. I hope you enjoyed that little exercise. Again, it's really good to sort of get rid of the rust that accumulates from having a few weeks off of like not playing, or in my case quite a few weeks, a few months even, of not practicing anything remotely shreddy or anything like that. It takes me a while to kind of get back into the swing of things and get back in the groove. So I hope you found it useful. Let us know if you would like more of this kind of stuff and I will make it happen.